Well, good morning. Going a little bit more lo-fi this morning, a little bit more up close shot, mostly just because the device that I normally use to record on is currently being used to control tempers. Because we're awesome parents. Actually, that's so one of the things we like our kids to listen to is it's called "Praise Baby," and it's I mean, probably about a decade or more old songs that are sung by children's choirs, and it helps kids learn some music. It's really good calming influence first thing in the morning, and it's a good time to have them have their first intake be something that's of God and not of Bugs Bunny. Although I'm a big fan of Bugs Bunny, so I mean, if we're gonna show anything, it's gonna be Bugs Bunny because dude's the man, even though he can't read a map to save his life. So anyway, um, I was wondering this morning what can we do? Oh, get it, get it. I don't know what it is, but she's getting it. Oh, she's excited too. She's got like the fur up on the back of her neck. Ooh, scary dog. Anyway, what can we do with our time right now? If we have extra time on our hands, what can we do to spend that time wisely? And I thought, occupationally, it may be just what I default to, but spiritually, I think it's a really good place to go is to spend more time with the Word, more time with Scripture, more time learning it, more time, ingesting it. There's a great place in Psalm 119 where it talks about, I've hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And the reality of that is that oftentimes when we memorize scripture, because that's usually the verse we go to when we say it's time to memorize scripture, but one of the faults that all of us, me included, all of us, we fall into when we're trying to memorize scriptures, that we're trying to win memory instead of do the actual active act of storing that treasure up in our hearts. When it says I have hidden your word, it's not like the way that I hide, my shoelaces from myself, or the way I hide my keys. Like to put them in some deep dark corner that I can't remember where it is. It's much more akin to the idea of how you program a computer. You change the language on the internal parts of the computer, and you change the way that it operates. And that's what we actually mean by I've hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. If all we're doing is just obsessing with memorizing scripture, it's much more like hiding it in our brain, somewhere between our Facebook password and how to tie our shoes. Of course, for some of you, it's your Snapchat password. Some of you, it's your unlock screen password, whatever passwords you use. Somewhere between there and tying your shoes. If all you're doing is just trying to win at church, if all you're trying to do is just be impressive with how much you can memorize, I promise you we're impressed. I promise you I am blown away by how much people are able to recall in their minds. But there's something much more important than that, and that's to be able to apply it at need. Now, there's no such thing as a waste of time when you're memorizing scripture because it's good. But it's incomplete if you think you have done all of your due diligence. You've done half of the work. The other half of the work that you really want to take a look at, we find here in Proverbs 4:7 here. It's the beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, and whatever you get insight. Prize her highly, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. She will place on your head a graceful garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown. Get wisdom. I love that. That's actually in the Bible. It's like get it. Get wisdom. Go. Like fetch. Go get wisdom. Not you. Go get Bunny. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Oh, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Go sniff something. All right. Get wisdom. And wisdom is gotten from time invested. It's something that if you invest a little bit of time, you get a little bit of wisdom. If you invest more time, well, not just like I'm spending time, Mr. Damien said so. No, it's You invest your time, it will come back to you as you have invested it. So if you read a scripture and you memorize it, that's great. But spend some time Googling that scripture too. I mean, you'll come up with a couple of, soft shell commentaries that like make you feel good kind of stuff, and then you might run into some other like, beefier commentaries that actually inform what that's supposed to look like, and that's exciting. That's fun to see. Alongside of that, you want to spend time figuring out, how do I apply this? Because as we understand, wisdom is knowledge applied, is the understanding of how to apply knowledge. It's the true power that comes with knowledge, because if you know something, it doesn't matter half as much as if you know how to apply it. There's the old martial arts saying, don't be afraid of someone who has learned 100 moves. Be afraid of someone who has practiced one move 100 times. Because once you have spent time really meditating on one truth, you realize that one truth has so many facets to it, so many applications to it. It has one source, it has one meaning, but it can be used and sent out into the world you live in as many ways as there are people on this planet. And so, get wisdom. Hide that word in your heart, but hide it in your heart. Let it rewrite your heart. Let it change the operating system inside of you. Yes, we're all just big, beefy, meaty computers. Hide that word in your heart. Get that wisdom. And if you got the time, if you have the spare time, which, speaking primarily to my students, but also to my, my fellow church members, you got that time, spend it, because it will not be wasted. Have a great Friday. Today's going to be an awesome day. A little overcast, decent wind, maybe a little bit of rain later to knock this pollen out of the air so people stop asking me how my coronavirus is doing, because I don't have it. But I definitely have the allergies. I don't have Rona 19. I have pollen 20. Love you guys.